Are they on there? Listen to me. It's time now. What's up? What's up? What's up? Listen. Really? That key? That's what we're doing now? Wait a minute, don't get a mic. Oh my God, please don't get a mic. This is Back to Basics.
Hey.
As a Faith Radio broadcast. You know what it is. You know who I is. You know who we is.
We here.
We up in here because we got something to say. You know, and you need to hear what we have got to say. I am Pastor J.E. Sturdivant, pastor of Faith United Ministry, 7905 Fred M. Lane in District Heights, Maryland. We are a place where miracles still happen. You need to understand. That's what we do. That's what's happening over here. And we're grateful for what the Lord has called us to do and to be doing our work in this branch of Zion. Wait, okay, there we are. But you know, you all are always funny when y'all be trying to tone.
You turn? I thought you were turning towards
I did
me.
it,
So like
but
give me the hint, like we're ready.
Right, but what you all did.
Right.
I heard that it needed to happen.
Right. It was like, okay, you ready? And I'm like, I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready.
Y'all got issues. Y'all, I don't know. You know, listen, Church Talk Radio, we're so happy that you all are making it possible for us to do this.
Thank you.
And Lady Michelle, I'm just, you know, I don't know how you're going to be able to make it without having this. If you can go all around the world, but you're gonna find this kind of sauce.
Life wouldn't be
nowhere.
easy for you if you don't get
Well,
this.
it's not gonna be easy. If she don't get this right here, she gonna be like, something's missing.
Right.
I don't know why something's missing on Wednesday. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it.
Right.
You know, but I know she's gonna miss this. But look, so very, very happy to have my co-hosts, my cohorts here with me. And I've got on the left of me, StephTheBest.net.org.com, the DOT, box of dots. Please let everybody know. .edu. She can educate you, and she is official because she's LLC. You need to know what you're working with. See, you all just have people around, but you all ain't got no alphabets behind their name. You got to have some alphabets behind
that's
your
when you know it's real.
name. Oh, that's when you know it's real. That's when you know it's real. You know, FBI.
Yeah.
CIA.
Yeah.
LSD. No, we just we're gonna throw alphabets out there.
Sure.
Let's get them all out there.
Yeah. That's when you know it's real.
That's when you know it's real. That's when you know it's real. We've got, you know, I'm getting ready to let Steph say something, but I'm so happy. I want to make this shout out, you know, to my YouTube family. Thank you all for always coming on, being there, doing what you do. Thank you.
And if you're not following him on YouTube, please.
What's your problem?
Go to J.E. Sturdivant Ministries. That is his channel, and you can see us live.
And you can always go back and rewatch it. And then those of you that are on Facebook, thank you for your consistency.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for coming back on again and again and again. I see,
grateful.
you know, Trace Jefferson, thank you so much for being in Precious. Thank you. And my son, Freddie Shelton. Glad to have you on, man. Thank you so very much. What a blessing to have all of you all coming on and just kind of like hanging out with us for the next supposed to be hour, you know. And of course, Lady Michelle is the, you know, she does this. And she's back with us now. She kind of left us last week. You know, she'll drop us from time to time. You know, I think she's just like, you know, well, I'm going to let them miss me. You know, that's kind of how we do. But it's okay. We love you. And we do miss you.
We do.
We do miss you. Steph, would you please greet the people? Say hello to them.
Good afternoon.
Yep.
What's up, Church Talk?
Yep.
YouTube, Facebook. I'm excited. It's the second dose. That's when it's the second one. You gotta like hold it out a little bit.
Yeah, but you just right at the end, you had that little at the end of your voice. You had that treble in there.
No, that's how it's supposed to be. You gotta make it shake. That's how you know it's real. That's how you know I'm a real singer.
You have to make it shake. That's when you go to McDonald's. Strawberry, vanilla, make it shake.
And we also made sure we're at McDonald's. So hey! So now, good afternoon, guys. Make sure you you are sharing this.
Please.
You know, we've been talking about this love piece for a while.
It's crazy.
A while. And, you know, one thing that Pastor I hit on last week is that our actions definitely speak louder than words.
I promise you they do.
I want to see your actions. I want to see you swipe. I want to see this, you know, replayed because it is going to make a difference in somebody's life.
Absolutely. Listen, I saw my sister coming on all the way from the UK, Bishop Janet Napier. Thank you so very, very much. So happy to see you coming on. Say hello to your husband and your daughters for me. You know, when you see Charlotte, I think it's, no, Cherise, because they've got twin daughters, you know, and so they're kind of like watching from the UK. So thank you so much for coming on and being here for me.
Thank
That
you.
blesses me. I'm so happy
Thank
for
you.
that.
Thank you.
What a great, great family I have. Now I'm going to the UK again this year, am I not? Am
Yes,
I
you
going?
are. Yes, you are.
I'm going back to the UK again this year. Hey, mate, I'm just very happy to be coming to you. Now I kind of put some Australian.
Yeah,
I was
it
thinking
was more
that
than
was
one accent at the same time.
That's because I don't know how to do any.
Okay, so you just make
I
your
make them
own.
up.
So we need to give your own accent a title, a name.
Well, if this can be French, just holding up my fingers like I'm crunching them together. That's
I'm
French.
telling you, when you watch them talk,
Right.
it's more in the body expression.
But they are saying something other than what we're saying. They're just not doing this.
E too.
E2?
Spanish for me too, but I'm mixing.
No.
It is.
Listen, y'all, we've kind of gotten off. I'm sorry. We got off. We got off, but we're coming back. We're coming back. Oh, she said she's going to start a riot if I am not in the UK this year.
Please don't. He will be there.
I'm coming, but I would like to say no just so that I can see you start a riot.
Oh man.
Now, you know who has her husband, the bishop. I love that man so much because he gives every bit of himself during praise and worship. He will not stay in the seat. You remember?
Yeah.
He will run from the back
I
of
think
the
it's
church,
great.
if he's in the back, to the front.
That's an undignified praise.
Oh, no,
for
that's
real.
what David
Yeah.
said. David says, if you think that I've gone off now, I'll be more undignified than this.
Oh man.
But if you ever hear his testimony, if you hear his story,
You understand.
you'll know why he worships like he
Yeah.
does. I love a man of God that does not mind worshiping. I love it. 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 Love you so very, 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 very much. Adrian Mack, thank you for coming on. Listen, on the right of me, you know who she is. I got it right here. I said it earlier today. I'll say it again. One word, one name, one voice. Well, no, not one voice. One word, one name, one voice. Ooh, she picked up one mic too. Josie on!
Woo! Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Church Talk Radio. We back at it again.
Promise you we are.
Facebook, good to see you all. Thank y'all so much for sticking back with us another hour. And the YouTube family, thank y'all so much for y'all support. We here, and we excited every week we get a chance to come back to basics broadcast, Eyes of Faith. You heard it, and we're grateful for the opportunity to be able to come over your airways, over your social media, to give you some basic teaching, some basic principles that's going to help you with your everyday life and choices. So when we ask you all to share, we're not just saying, share it just because, that's what people say on social media. We're asking you because what we're sharing, we're real people having real life situations and giving real life experiences. And we know that you all are real as well. And you may have gone through or going through some of the things that we share. So hopefully, if you do share this with your friends, family, and loved ones, it can be a help to everybody else. We're all about bringing unity where there's lots of division. And the reason why there's lots of division is people just don't know, they don't apply, they don't receive. But
why you stop midway?
it throws me a little bit.
Why?
I don't know when it's gonna happen.
Echo.
Please share this, y'all. Look, and if you're not following Pastor Sturdivant on his YouTube channel and on his personal website, you can see, the service he's playing. The service that we did this past Sunday, Steph and I was just talking about it. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was our youth Sunday.
Yeah.
But I don't want to tell about it. I just want you all to just actually come to our church if you're in the DMV area and you don't have a church home.
Please.
But then also follow Pastor Sturdivant on his website, J.E. Sturdivant Ministries.
STRIES.com.
You know what's going on, and then now Pastor Sturdivant, you know where he's about to ready to go as far as his travel. The Lord has opened up so many doors for him. So many doors you've opened.
Wait a minute.
So many ways you made.
Lady Asia, would you come and get your sister?
So many times you killed me.
Asia Payne, come and get your sister.
You've been better than good to me.
I mean, do you hear? What was that?
Well settled and good.
Thank you.
I like it.
That's all you had to give him just a little something.
Yeah.
Lady Michelle, did you hear that?
Let me go back.
What was that? No. Don't go back. Don't go back.
So back to the commercial. So look, Pastor is getting so many doors open, and we thank God. Please follow him on his website. Please purchase any of his books, because a lot of the teachings that he do, whether it's the broadcast, whether it's his conference call that he does every Monday, his midweek teaching. I mean, he's teaching every day pretty much.
It's rough.
But a lot of it comes from his books. So if you have not purchased his books, please go on his website. You can get his books.
And they need to get them, because other ones are coming up, and if you wait and the other ones come out, then you're going to be behind.
Yeah.
Because I write kind of in series, you know, all of my stuff kind of connects a little bit, just like the Bible. And so I kind of want you all to get everything that we've got going on, and everything that we're doing. I do want to shout out my daughter Karen Hudson that came on while we were doing this. Good to see you. Appreciate you, precious. Thank you so much. And listen, I mean, I was encouraged because you made mention of this past Sunday, and it was an opportunity that I tag team preached with my youngest minister. She's 17 years old. Shouting her out right now. She's probably in school because she's taking college courses and stuff like that. She's been taking college courses since she was in middle school. You know, she'll probably go to college. When she walks in, they'll say, "You've graduated."
Yeah, here's your degree.
You know, here's your degree. Walk in, it's like, "Where's my class?" He says, "No, you go to the stage. Go directly to the stage. And that pass go. Do not collect $200. But want to shout out Dakota West. Just a wonderful, wonderful young lady. 17 years old. In the history of my ministry, haven't had a minister this young, but she is on fire for the Lord. I want to shout out her dad, Brother Chris West. Want to shout out his mom, Dr. Deidre West. I mean, they're just doing an awesome, awesome job with Dakota and with Deanna. I mean, their daughters are just like brains, just doing it. So wanted to shout them out and appreciate Dakota. She did a good job setting me up and had her fire and everything. No, she did her thing on Sunday. She did her thing, you know, so I'm grateful. We thank God so much for what he's doing, opening up doors for me to minister. I'm going to a few new places this year, as well as going back to some older places. And so I'm happy for that as well. You know, he's doing something new in my life. And now I'm getting ready to get this teaching, but I'm on the air right now because someone has made it possible. Woo! It's my daughter up there in the Islip, Huntington area. Regina Robinson Davis.
Thank you.
We appreciate her so very, very much. I mean, she has a tremendous heart for outreach, a tremendous heart for seniors, and I thank God for her and for her love, and for coming into my life and loving me and wanting to see what I do become something that everybody else gets to hear. So that's why you're hearing right now. So once again, please swipe right, please swipe right, please swipe right. Do it again. So wait a minute. I mean, do a watch party, right? Do a watch party. Now, I don't think you can do it on YouTube. But you can do it here on Facebook. Do a watch party. While you're on here, just hit watch party so that all of your people will join in at this same time. As we stated, we've been dealing with this whole concept of love. One of the smallest words, just 4 letters, L-O-V-E, 4 small letters, but one of the most misunderstood words. One of the words that everybody uses. They'll use it to say what they feel, but they also will use it to get what they want. They'll beat people, abuse people, rape people in the name of love, manipulate people, take individuals' money in the name of love. And what we've been doing over the past months, and we've just been trying to take this simple word and breaking it down as much as we can. And we have used the passage of scripture from Luke chapter 10 verse 27, Luke 10 verse 27, where Jesus says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul, all your strength, and your neighbor as yourself. And by breaking down that one simple sentence, we have found out that in a lot of situations, We really don't have relationships. Tell them what we got, Steph.
Situationships.
Situationships. We've got people that are quote unquote claiming to care for individuals based on what they're going to use them for. We have found that people aren't really in love with you. They are in love with their need of you. And the moment their need has been met, then they no longer have any use for you. And so they walk away from you. They abandon you. Someone once said, see my daughter Gwen Thompson has come on, someone said, and I believe it to be somewhat true. They said this, they said, people do not abandon who they love, they abandon who they're finished using. Once they're finished using, there's all, you know, all of a sudden it's like, you know, I think that we've outgrown each other. It's not you.
Yeah.
It's not you. It's me. It's me. But I think it would be best for both of us. You know, we've grown apart. I think God leading me in another direction. I think it's time for us to see other people. It's time for us to move on.
Gotta work on me.
Gotta work on me. Gotta work on me. That's the one. I've forgotten that one. You got as much out of it as I did. All of these are terms, are phrases that we use when we are finished using people. And we don't know how to tell them, I was using you, because we want to be seen in a good light.
Absolutely.
Even though we know what we did was not right. Did you hear that?
That was a rhyme, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Here's my brother Miko Revell. You know I'm talking right. You know I'm talking right. He says, say so. See, so people use certain terminologies and they will use love. I've kind of gotten turned off by love in the sense of everybody else use it. I like to say I care because, you know, the Bible says cast all of your cares. And so I like to sometimes think that I'm willing to take the burden for someone else. And that will be more of a proof of how I feel as opposed to just saying, I love you. You know, I love you gets so overused until, you know, so. But I want to get on something because we were talking about, we defined what love was. And we saw that from Corinthians chapter 13 where, you know, it talks about love is patient, love is kind. We did all of those. We took strategic time. Go back and watch it on my YouTube channel. We took time and we just dissected that. But then the past couple of weeks we talked about how love performs. Not what love is, that's just the definition, working definition, but love performs. And last week we shared several things. I'm not gonna go back it again, but we told them that love covers. We also said love classifies. When we said love covers, we gave you Proverbs 10 verse 12, Proverbs 10 verse 12. We then said that love classifies, and we gave you John 13, verse 34 and 35. John 13, 34 and 35, where Jesus says that by this people are going to know that you're my disciples. You have love for one another, so love classifies. But then love also commits. It commits. We gave you John 14, 15. John 14, 15. He said, if you love me, keep my commandments. Love is a word of commitment. And that's why many people don't want to say they love you to somebody because they don't want to make that promise and then be committed with their mouth and then have to carry out in their heart and their wallet what they said with their mouth.
Very true.
You know, said, I because they can't say I love you. The word gets stuck in their throat. Because people don't want to say. Y'all seen that on TV. They can't say I love you because there is a level of commitment that comes with it.
Accountability.
And I don't want to have to say, you know, that's a serious word. I don't want to just throw it around. So I don't want to say it to you.
Right.
I want the situation to be right when I tell you. You're laying up here in my bed.
Right.
And you don't
Situations.
you want the situation to be right. This ain't right. So why are you struggling?
Right.
Now we're telling. Now all of a sudden you want things to be right.
Feel convicted.
I'm trying to tell you all. See, that's why people don't. That's why they don't like this broadcast.
Yeah.
Because this is what church folk are doing. That's why we on church talk.
Right.
This is what church folk be doing. Then all of a sudden I break up with you when I met you in church. Then all of a sudden I got to leave the church because I can't stand to see you. Wasn't nothing wrong with the church. I had a church hurt. No, you got your heart hurt because you gave your body and you didn't get in return what you thought you were going to get when you gave your body. Now you need to run to another place where you can maybe get somebody to make up for the fact that you gave your body to someone that you no longer can stand and look at. Wait a minute. Really?
It's okay.
Sound like a sermon right there? Okay. So love commits. And I gave you John 14:15. Then I told you that love comforts. 1 John chapter 4, verse 18. 1 John chapter 4, verse 18 says there's no fear in love, because love is, where there is fear, there is torment. And love is not torment. So if somebody is threatening you in the name of love, then that's not really love. Then we told you that love costs. Love costs. 1 John chapter 3, verse 18. 1 John chapter 3, verse 18. I'm helping somebody. Somebody can do their whole sermon. I'm giving you all of it. I'm giving you a series of messages for 7 weeks. Love costs. Love costs. It says, love not in word only, but in deed, because love is an action word. Then we said that love connects. It connects you with others. That's why we gave you Luke chapter 10, verse 27. Luke 10, verse 27. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul, all your strength, your neighbor as yourself. Now, I gave this, and this could be my quote of the week. It might be 1 week, but here it is. You cannot love God and not love self, and you cannot love self and not love others. You cannot love God and not love self. And you cannot love self and not love others, because love connects. And finally, I told you that love cares beyond human understanding. Love cares beyond human understanding. We found out that a brother is born of adversity. A friend will love at all times, but there's a friend that sticks closer than a brother. Love has a way of just loving unconditionally. It doesn't make any sense. So, this week I want to talk to you not about how love performs, but I want to talk to you just a little bit about what love does. Not from the performance, but love has a power. It's got a power, and I think that's probably why people are afraid of it or afraid of using it, is because of the power that love impacts. And that's why somebody can get so hurt, you know, by someone who should have loved them. Some of you that are listening to me right now, getting over hurts because you thought your mother would have loved you. You thought that your father would have loved you. You thought that the father of the child that you made the child with would love you. You thought that the mother of the child would. There's no way that she would pull a knife on me. There is no way that they would do thus and such, because we had the concept of love but did not realize the power of love. When I was much younger, there was a group called Huey Lewis and the News, and they had the song, The Power of Love. White group, you know. So jump on that, play that for me, Lady Michelle. Get on the keyboard, get on the drums and the bass and play that for me, please. The power of love. So, I want to talk about the power of love. What does love do? And I just got a few passages of scripture. I'm not even going to keep you a long time. Just got a few things I want to look at you. You all get a chance. Turn to Matthew chapter number 5, verse 43, starting at verse number 43. Matthew 5, beginning at verse number 43. And this is very, very major. I'm going to start you off, Jossie, on Matthew 5, verse number 43. And all of this from chapter number 5 of Matthew to chapter 7 of Matthew is dealing with the Sermon on the Mount. So people think that the Sermon on the Mount is just the Beatitudes, but no, it's all of the next couple of chapters. So when we say the Beatitudes, this is in the area of the Beatitudes, or in other words, the attitude to be. It's the Beatitudes. So look at what he says in Matthew chapter 5, verse 33. And we're going to talk about love, and I'm going to give you something that love is showing that it does in this particular passage. Go, please.
You have heard that it was said.
You have heard that it was said. So now he is saying something to them that they know by way of their history and the teachings that they have received. Go ahead.
You shall love your neighbor.
Love your neighbor.
And hate your enemy.
And hate your enemy. So you've heard the rule that says that I love my neighbors and I hate my enemy. So now we're seeing love coming into the picture. So it says love, or have all these kind, charitable, goodwill deeds towards who?
Your neighbor.
But to do what for your enemies?
Hate.
Hate them, hate them. Go ahead, please.
But I say to you.
But I say, now here is Jesus. he is flipping the script on them. He done flipped it on them right now. He says, but I'm saying something different. Go ahead.
Love your enemies.
Wow.
Bless those who curse you.
I'm telling you, don't just love your neighbors and hate your enemies. I'm telling you, flip the script. Love your enemies. Do what else?
Bless those who curse you.
Bless those who curse you. What else?
Do good to those who hate you.
Do good to those that hate you. Now, you take hate out of your vocabulary. No longer hate your enemies, but do good to those that hate you. That means now you are loving without a cause simply because of love's sake. Man, how many people love for love's sake? You know, we say at Christmas time, you know, we say, so be good for goodness sake. Just be good because good is what good is supposed to be.
Yeah.
So now what else does he say here?
And pray for those who spitefully use you.
Listen, he's telling you to do a whole lot of stuff
Yeah.
for people that don't even show you no sign that they deserve any kindness. But he says, this is what love does. Give me some hearts, some thumbs, some faces, something. Go ahead.
That you may be sons of your Father in
That
heaven.
you may be sons of your Father. Now, we just showed you last week that he says that if you are my disciples, John chapter 14, verse 15, if you're my disciples, John 14, 15, keep my commandments. You've got to keep my commandments. And if you really belong to me, as he says in John 13, verse 34 and 35, John 13, 34 and 35, your actions are going to show whether you truly love and whether you're truly mine. But that last part of what he said right there again was what?
That you may be sons of your Father in heaven.
If you're not showing love, blessing those who curse you, praying for those who are using you wrong. What else did he say?
He said, bless those who curse you.
Right.
Do good to those who hate you.
Right.
And pray for those who spitefully
Pray for those who
use
spite.
you.
If you're not doing that, then you're not really my sons. You're not my daughters.
That eliminates all areas of bitterness.
Every area of
Areas
bitterness.
of hatred,
Hatred, jealousy. I ain't talking to you till you come back and apologize to me. I don't care. It be a cold day in hell.
I want to make me go to them.
It be a cold day in hell.
Always says that.
It be a cold day in hell before I say anything to them.
Right.
Hell can freeze over before I
Right.
say anything to them. Okay, go ahead. You get out there ice skating.
That you may be sons of your Father in heaven. For he makes his sun rise on the
Wait a minute. You've got to do that to show that you are my children, my sons. I'm trying my best, Brenda. I'm trying my best. And watch what he says, because here it is. You've got to do that because then you'll be demonstrating you are my sons, or you have the temperament, you have the characteristics of your father, because what does he do?
For he makes his sun rise on the evil and on the good.
He makes the sun rise on the evil and the good. Meaning the sun don't say, oh no, I'm only going to shine on them saved.
Right.
Everybody else, y'all in blackness. I'm only going to let it rain on those that are good. Everybody else, you be in a famine. It says, no, he allows the sun to rise. To do again, please.
Sunrise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust.
In other words, love does not say that I'm going to pick who I love.
Yep.
Love can be given in direction. I'm directing my love. That's why when we talked last week about loving not in word but in deed, love is not only a choice, it's an action word. Love can be, I can't help who I love. Yes, you can. You can help who you love. And if you love, you ought to help. Man. Y'all hear that?
Yeah.
You can help who you love, and you ought to love and help who you claim that you love. Listen, do something for somebody. He says this. Was that all the way down to 46?
46 is next.
Read 46.
For if you love those who love you.
If you do what?
Love those who love you.
Read that again. If I do what?
For if you love those who love you.
Come on.
What reward have you?
blessing. You know? There's like, love those who love you. And I know that sounds good, but there's no reward in that. You have gotten your reward because you didn't have to take a risk.
Yeah.
You didn't have to take a risk if I love who loves me. I'm taking a risk when I put my heart out there for somebody that doesn't love me in return. John 3:16 says, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. Now here we go. What if Jesus only died for those who loved him?
Ah. Yeah.
None of us would be here.
Yeah.
He could have said, huh, check that off. I'm staying in heaven today.
Yeah.
They already showed by all the scriptures in the Old Testament, they don't love you, God.
Yeah.
But he loved those who were unlovable. Ephesians says that while we were yet in sin,
Yeah.
he died for the ungodly. So that last verse again, please, daughter, says what?
For if you love those who love you,
Yep.
what reward have you?
Uh-huh.
Do not even the tax collectors do the same?
Tax collectors are considered some of the most wicked people. They were the ones that hung out with the cutthroats, prostitutes, and everything. And it says, even those who are on their way to destruction, look out for their own.
Yeah.
There's no reward for looking out for your own. The reward is when you do, and if you watch Jesus' life, he says certain things like when you have a feast, don't invite the ones who can invite you to feast in return. Invite those who can't do anything for you. Over and over again, he is saying certain things that don't make any sense. He says, if they ask for your coat, give them your cloak also.
Yeah.
They ask you to go 1 mile, go 2. He is saying things that love will do. So I want you all to write this down. I want you to hold on to it. Some pastor preacher this is going to help you. See my son Frankie Vasquez down in Florida. Good to see you on. This is going to help somebody. Love elevates your character.
That's good. Yeah.
Love elevates your character. That's all of what Matthew 5:43 through 46 was saying. It elevates your character. You don't just love those who love you. You bless those who curse you. You pray for those that persecute you and who spitefully use you. That's the hard thing because, see, in these days, we live on get back.
Yeah.
On a nigga, please.
Revenge.
No, we live on get back. We live on revenge. We live on what goes around comes. I don't get mad, I get even. No, all of that stuff is what we live off of. That's what drives us. And God says, okay, well then if that's what you're going to do, then vengeance is not mine. You got your revenge. But here's the problem. I've now got to do something to protect the one that you want to get back on because they're trying to trust me.
Yeah.
So while you are attacking them, they're trying to trust me. So what I've got to do is protect them against you. And now you become an enemy to God. And when God arises, all his enemies get scattered. And so you've got to be careful that you don't find yourself being an enemy to God simply because you did not allow love to elevate your character. Come on, that's what we've got to work on, beloveds. We've got to work on love, elevating our character, being someone that's more than what everybody else is, that's better than what everybody else is, that's doing what everybody else is not doing. So I hope you all got that. That first one is that love elevates your character. Wherever you are, say that with me. Say, love elevates my character. And that's why we have to love. You know what? You will look so much better. You know what's bad is if somebody has an attractive face, but an ugly character.
So true.
Attractive face, but an ugly character. That makes you not look attractive. You can have 6 figures times 10. But if you've got a nasty personality, if you treat your mother wrong, if you kick helpless puppies, if you talk negatively about people who are in a lower class than you, I don't care how wealthy you are, you've got an ugly character. Real love elevates your character. You know, you can be someone that people would say is not attractive, but because of your love character, you'll be beautiful. Mother Teresa was a very, very short woman, just 4 feet and some inches, bent over, skin was crinkly and beat up because of the sands of the winds where she was. but she was beautiful because of the love she showed towards lepers. Nobody would touch lepers. She had the leper colony over there in Calcutta. Nobody would touch the lepers. Nobody wanted to be bothered. But this little woman that was just a nun went over there and did for the unlovable, the untouchable, the incurable. And now she is a saint. You know, you can wind up having a good character. If you have a good character, it will make you look better. It'll make you look better. Money makes some people look better.
Yeah.
But character can make you look better even if you don't have any money. So love elevates your character. Steph, read this 1 John chapter number 4, verse 21. 1 John chapter 4, verse 21. Matter of fact, I'm going to begin reading at verse 20 because I want to open this up. 1 John chapter 4, verse 20. Somebody write that down. 1 John chapter 4, verse 20. Write it down for yourself. Preachers, write it down. It's going to help you with your sermon. 1 John chapter 4, verse 20. Go ahead.
If someone says, I love God.
If someone says, I love God. Do you love God? I love God. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with C-H-E-W-Q? What's wrong with you? So if someone says, what does that say? That they love God. Go ahead.
And hates his brother.
Wait a minute. And hates his brother. And your brother is anyone outside of you. Go ahead.
He is a liar.
He's a liar. You are a liar. I can't stand you, liar. No, see, if you claim you love God, and this is what messes up a whole bunch of churches and church people and folk that are in church, in positions, with titles, prophets, apostles, bishops, all of you who are in church, the greeters that can't stand to see people come in, the ushers that wish nobody would ever need a seat, all of you, the Sunday school teachers that don't like the children and don't like the people in your class, all of you, if you claim that you love God, but you don't like people, what does he say?
You're a liar.
You are a liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire. On your way to hell. I'm telling you, then your pants really will be on fire.
Literally.
Yeah, right.
That's like those people that work in customer service that are not customer
That don't like, or people that are downtown that are in people-oriented businesses.
Right.
I don't like people. Or you work in HR, human resources, but you act inhuman. How does this work?
Right.
You cannot be in a work where you've got to deal with people and not even want to like people. The Bible says that there is an indictment against Christians because they will say that they love God, but then they hate their brother. Go again. He says you're a liar. And what else?
For he who does not love his brother.
He that does not love his brother.
Whom he has seen.
Whom he has seen.
How can he love God?
How can he love God?
Whom he hasn't seen.
Now, if you understand that according to Genesis, chapter number 1, verse 26 through 28, Genesis 1, verse 26 through 28, that God said, he was talking to himself, God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, let us make man in our own image. So, if I say I love God, and the Bible says that if we have that love for God, then we are his sons, we are his daughters, we have his character, but then I hate you. I cannot say that I love God because if I love God and you're made in his image, how can I hate God when I'm looking at God's image? See, I'm messing you all up. That's why it's so crazy about how you can kill your brother. That's the thing that goes right to what we were talking about earlier with Nipsey Hussle. How can you kill your brother that is a we gods, y'all? Look, man, that's the God right there. Yeah, but how do you shoot your God? How do you shoot somebody that's made in the image of God? An image is a reflection of something. How do you kill? Well, Cain killed Abel. The same thing goes back. Y'all need to go and watch our teaching at 10 o'clock on the dysfunction of the family because it's the same thing over and over and over again. Killing what you don't like in yourself. And so he says, listen, he says, you are a liar if you do not love your brother whom you see every day and you claim to love God whom you have never seen. I told you the first thing based on Matthew 5:43 through 46 that love elevates one's character. Love elevates one's character. But then based on 1 John chapter 4 verse 21, 1 John chapter 4, verse 21, love extends grace to others. Love extends grace to others. If I love God, whom I have never seen, I've got to love you. So my love makes me extend a grace to you so that I don't have to know everything about you in order to love you. I love you because I see God in you. When we had in our other building, you all were much younger. When we were in the other building, we used to have a song that we sang every single Sunday whenever the visitors were being greeted in the old location. Wait, no, don't grab the mic. Don't grab the mic. No, don't grab. Wait a minute. No. We would say all the visitors stand up and they would say their name and everything. Once they gave their name, we would then start saying, the Jesus in me loves the Jesus in you. The Jesus in me loves the Jesus in you. So easy. So easy. So easy. You're easy to love. Oh, see, that's because. Wait, okay. Yeah, right.
That's how you know they were singing.
Right. That's how you know you're singing? Right, okay. So, we used to sing that song because it really wasn't about whether I know you, whether you were a member of the church. It's just that the Jesus in me loves the Jesus in you. And we sang it for a while when we came over to this location. It just loves the Jesus in you. So you have to love people through Jesus. Listen, if it wasn't for Jesus, we wouldn't be loving a whole lot of people. So I just love you for Jesus' sake. Or some people say, I love you for love's sake. Well, how can I do that? Because God is love. So love elevates one's character, Matthew 5, verse 43 through 46. But love extends grace to others. Why? Because I love God, therefore I love you. Now I'm concerned. How can you preach and be in church speaking in tongues, and then cuss somebody out before you get to the parking lot? How you going to do that? How you going to speak in tongues and then cuss somebody out? It is important that there not be schizophrenia in you, that there not be some bipolar being double in who you are. How do you do that? The same way that our brothers and sisters that have to go to counselors and then take medication so they can balance out areas of bipolar, those so-called Christians who are loving people one second and then hurting people the next second, you may need a couple of pills, a couple of extra scriptures or something, and then go and sit with the counselor and try to figure out, why is that? Listen, there's got to be a balance, and love is the balance. Love will do it. Okay? So love elevates one's character, Matthew 5, 43 through 46. Love extends grace to others, according to 1 John 4, verse 21. But I got one more for you, and we touched it just a little bit. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 13. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 13. I'm going to help you.
And now abide faith, hope, love, these three.
Now abideth, or what lasts, or what never ends, or what is eternal, are three things. Are what?
Faith.
Wait a minute. My bank account.
Faith.
My house.
Faith.
Good sex.
Faith.
My SUV.
Faith.
My job, my career. No, the reason why I'm saying this is because the three things that they say last forever, none of them are the things that we're striving for, going after every day.
Sure.
None of them are in there. Everything that we've put emphasis on, none of that's going to last. These are the three abiding things that last. What are they again? Number one?
Faith.
Having the ability to believe a thing in spite of not being able to see how it's going to work. All right, the next one?
Hope.
The belief that things will get better, that tomorrow's going to be all right. And then finally,
love.
Love. Oh my goodness. It says, these three, what does it then say?
But the greatest of these.
The greatest of these
is love.
Is love. Now, all three of these things are called virtues. They are virtues. A virtue is the moral character or the uprightness of quality that exists in an individual. A person has a moral character. There's just some good intrinsic, you know, I don't know, but they just seem to be so nice. You know, that's just, oh my goodness, I love being around them. They're so nice. You know, people say, I just love being around them. They're so wealthy. Oh, that people say, man, I want to get around them. Well, why? Because those that have achieved certain levels don't want anybody around them. But these values now abideth, this last, these three, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest thing is what?
Love.
Is love. So I told you that love will elevate one's character, Matthew 5:43 through 46. Secondly, love extends grace to others, 1 John 4:21. But then I tell you right now that according to 1 Corinthians 13:13, love exceeds, E-X-C-E-E-D-S, exceeds every other virtue. Have you noticed that I gave you elevate starts with an E, extends starts with an E, exceeds. All of these start with E. Love does this. Love does it. Now listen, I'm kind of concerned I've fallen out of love with you. Some years ago, there was a song that said, so your love finally ran out on me. I had a feeling it was getting a little low. So your love finally ran out on me. It sprung a leak somewhere, and you're the only one that knows.
Yeah, that is.
See, we sang back in our day.
Yeah.
We had songs where they say, body rocking up in the booth, snap and roll it down and need a body bag. No, see, we had songs. We sang songs.
We have some songs.
Sing the lines of any one of you all's popular songs out there. Yeah.
Kiki.
There you go. See that? No real music, and that's how you all reference love. Makes you jump out of the car and start dancing.
Right. Do you love me?
So, but the thing is that love that is not supposed to run out. And I'm concerned when all of a sudden your love is not as strong as it used to be. Love is work. Love is maintenance. And if you are not maintaining your love, then you're going to, it's sprung a leak. I'm about to tell you something right now that's going to mess you up. It's going to mess you up. Listen, if you are not maintaining your love, you may not have had it in the first place.
Very true.
It says that love, it says, love will last if it ran out. Where was the doorway that let it out? What happened at 11? And I'm gonna show it to you in this last one. I'm about to help somebody right now because you know you can get with me on some of these things, but I know this last one is not going to be a good one. I want you to see something about that because I did that little song, you know, your love finally ran out on me, but it says it sprung a leak somewhere. Now the thing about it is that springing a leak is accidental. Love running out is not always an accident. I'm going to show you something. Revelation chapter number 2, verse 4. Revelation chapter number 2, verse 4. Please read that for me, Steph.
Nevertheless, I have this against you.
I have this against you.
That you have left your first love.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You have done what? What did Jesus say? He says, I got this problem with you, Church of Ephesus. You all got a bunch of good things. He says about the Church of Ephesus, he says, you got some good stuff. He says, I'm the one that holds the 7 stars in my hand and got the golden candlesticks. He says, I got that. He says, I know your works. I know your labor. I know your patience. You cannot bear with those who are evil. Good qualities. He says, and you have tested those who say they are apostles and they are not. Look, you know the folk that are fake preachers. You all know that. You've tested them. You know who's fake. He then says this. He says, now you have found them to be liars. You put them to the test. You found them to be liars. But then you get around to verse 4. He says this. What? Nevertheless, now with all your good,
all that.
I just want you to understand that your stuff do still stink. And that you are not as together as you think you are. And every now and then, you all need to know that God has a nevertheless with you. While you looking down your nose at everybody, and while you trying to think you Mr. and Mrs. Such and much, and while you acting like you Jesus, and thinking you so wonderful, I'm going to help somebody.
Yeah.
Because you're doing all of that, and God said, nevertheless,
Right.
I got some issues with you. What is the issue that he says?
That you have left.
Wait a minute. You have what?
Left.
It didn't run out.
You left.
You have
Left.
You have left. And what did you say you left? You made a choice. You made a decision. It was not accidental.
Right.
It was not, I went to bed loving you. I woke up and couldn't stand you. No, you made a choice. Because remember we said before that love is a decision. It is not just a feeling. You know, I don't feel good. I got a cold. You know, no, it's not like that. Love is a decision. You choose who you want to love. You choose. I can't help but fall in love with them. Why did he fall in love with the dog? I can't choose who I fall in love with. Then why did you fall in love with the ugly guy next door to you? Why did you have to fall in love with the beautiful woman 3 doors down husband? See, you can choose because you control what you feel by your decisions that you make. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. I thought about some things in my emotion realm, and I made a decision based on that. He says right here again, he says in Revelation 2 verse 4, please again, daughter. Nevertheless.
I have this against you.
I have this against you. So God says, you got all this stuff going for you, but everything going for you don't mean nothing if I've got something against you. I'm holding something against you. You ain't gonna get away because I'm holding it against you. I got this on you. Don't you hate when somebody knows something about you? Don't you hate when they know your secrets, you know? And what's my girl that played the piano said, I'll keep your secrets?
Alicia Keys.
Yeah, but they don't keep your secrets.
Yeah.
Don't you hate when people just don't keep your secrets? You know, and they know something and they hold it over your head. You know, anytime I get ready, I can drop a dime, put a word out on you. You ain't as wonderful as you think. Listen, tell your own truth and get it out there yourself so that at least it comes from your mouth right.
Exactly.
People will tell what they think they know and they weren't there. I tell what I know and I was there. It goes from being gossip to being a testimony. Go ahead, please. Read it again.
Nevertheless, I have this against you. That you have left your first love.
You have left your first love. Now listen, I told you that love elevates one's character. I told you that love extends grace to others. I told you that love, watch this, love exceeds every other virtue. It does not run out, but love can choose to leave. So here's the E I want to give you for that one. Love excludes all of its competition. Love excludes. He says you have left your first love, which means that you have chosen another love over your first love. Real love will exclude all of its competition. I'm going to tell you, you know, we grow up, we get married, we say, I love you, but you say that out of the idea of what you think love is until you have to start going through, will love be patient? Will love be kind? Is love going to serve? Is love going to obey? Is love going to keep itself to itself, forsaking all others? That's the one in the marriage vow. Forsaking all others. Are you going to let your body be your spouse's body, or are you going to, after you get your spouse, determine how often you're going to give to him or her? Because the Bible says your body is not your own. Love, it will exclude all of its competition. The moment that it says, I love you, it no longer sees anybody else. I ain't blind. I still got eyes. I'm married, but I still got eyes. I can still see people. It's what I act on is really the issue. No, because once you see a thing, you have planted a seed or have planted a message on the inside of you that you will then start acting on if you don't grab that. If you don't grab that concept, that thought, that thing that you were looking at, if you don't grab it, get it out of your head, you'll start acting on it. Mm-hmm. You will start acting on it. And it is a battle. Listen, you can't just say, well, it ain't really that serious, Brother Sturdivant. I think you just always too deep, Brother Sturdivant. You make a sermon out of everything, Brother Sturdivant. You are old head, Brother Sturdivant. Why do you have to always come with that deep stuff? Brother Sturdivant. You know, because people... What? They don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear the truth, so they think that you all of a sudden are trying to be something real deep and everything like that. But look at what it says. You all say, well, it was just a look. It ain't mean nothing. No, 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 no. 2 Corinthians chapter number 10. 2 Corinthians chapter number 10. I want you to please begin reading at verse number 3. 2 Corinthians chapter 10. Write it down, somebody. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse number 3. For everybody who thinks it's just innocent, you know, it was, I saw it, but it was just a thought. It was just a thought. Go ahead, please read.
For though we walk in the flesh.
Though we walk in the flesh.
We do not war according to the flesh.
We do not war according to the flesh. Because what that means is that every day that you're walking, there is a battle going on.
Absolutely.
There's a battle going on. I'm sitting here right now. There's a battle going on. Janice is sitting here. Steph is sitting here. There's a battle going on. And you don't understand that just because you are doing spiritual things doesn't mean that there's not spiritual warfare waiting for you to walk from out of this setting to try to make you now have to prove that you believe what you've been teaching. Mm-hmm. Come on, please.
For the weapons of our warfare.
The weapons of our warfare.
Are not carnal.
Are not carnal.
But mighty in God.
They're mighty in God.
For pulling down strongholds.
Pulling down strongholds. Go ahead.
Casting down arguments.
Casting down arguments. Get ready.
And every high thing.
Yep, every high thing.
That exalts itself against the knowledge of
God.
That's
where it is. The battle. It becomes a thought once you have seen it. Go ahead.
Bringing every thought into captivity.
Bringing every thought into captivity.
To the obedience
of Christ. In other words, when I start looking, if I saw somebody posting the other day, you got to be careful, you know, it's about to turn spring. Men love spring dresses. Men love, you know, all of the types of things that women start doing. You got to be careful about what you entertain with your eye gate. Mm-hmm. Because after a while, your eye gate will start working on your mind. And after it gets in your mind, you'll start thinking you actually have a decent line to throw out to somebody. And start trying to get something going on. And then you'll start taking numbers or giving numbers or entertaining what you normally would not entertain, simply because you had not taken control of the things you were looking at or listening to. Listen, y'all, my time is up. I'm out of time. I promise you I'm not out of word. I want to thank Church Talk for constantly being there for us, always allowing us to have this opportunity to be up in the Maryland, not just Maryland, but the New York, the Delaware, all over the world. Thank you all for doing that so much for us. I so appreciate that. And if this has blessed you, what can they do, Josiane?
You can sow a seed by saying thank you. If this has been a blessing, you can do that via Cash App. The handle is the $, capital D, lowercase r, capital J, capital E, capital S.
I want to make sure that you all have this. Love elevates one's character. Love extends grace to others. Love exceeds every other virtue, and then love excludes all of its competition. Listen, thank you so much again, Regina Robinson for giving us, Regina Robinson Davis for giving us this opportunity. We say it and we truly do believe it, you know, that some people are on the air because they can afford to be on the air. Others are on the air because they like the way they sound on the air. But we are on the air because what? We got something to say. I said we got means all three of us. God bless you. Thank you so very, very much. We appreciate you. I know we said it. You heard me. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you, Church Talk. We love you. We appreciate you. We out of here. Hey, listen, thank you so much, our YouTube family. Thank you so much, our Facebook family. We appreciate you so very, very much. I want to encourage you, if you are not in a Bible teaching, Bible preaching, Bible Believing Ministry. Get in one right away. Yes, we love you so much, Bishop Jeanette. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Christine Allen. Appreciate you being on there as well. Listen, we invite you to come to Faith United Ministry, 7905 Fernham Lane in District Heights, Maryland, tonight. Listen, if it's been a while since you had communion, why don't you come on tonight? This is our first communion of this brand new month. First communion of the new month. You need to come on, be a part of this. And after we have done communion in our teaching time, we will give away free groceries. They just got back. Fresh produce and everything. We went, last week we gave away cereal and cartons of milk.
Yeah.
Cereal, cartons of milk, Lunchables and everything for the kids. That's what we gave away last time. We invite you to come on, be a part of this. We want you to please share this, show it to somebody else so that they can be blessed just like you're blessed. Until next week at the same time on the same